the Photo Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Grace Costa, a commercial photographer of over 2 decades, a photo-based artist, and a photography mentor. This podcast opens up a secret diary about the world of the photography industry. We'll bring you inspiring interviews with industry professionals, as well as stories and tips to help you propel through your photography journey, whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro. Thanks for joining me today. Now let's open the latest diary. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here on the podcast. If you have been a listener for a long time, I just want to say I'm really grateful that you've chosen to learn and listen from the Photo Diaries podcast. I hope you continue to follow along. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you find some inspiration and learnings from this podcast. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the money mindset wave, the new way we talk about money. I feel really called to record this episode because I'm here to help commercial photographers like you feel empowered around earning money from your passion of photography and from your skills. There is absolutely no reason in this day and age why a commercial photographer cannot be earning a healthy living from being full-time photographer or even a part-time photographer. There's just no reason. There is so much support out there. There is so much need for still imagery. Absolutely. Even in the world of AI, even in the world of everybody can take their own photos with their phone, whatever you want to throw at me, I still stand by the fact that this world needs professional photography. So I hope you're with me. And when we talk about money, you know, we all grew up around money stories that may have held us back, money stories that we thought were truth. Things like, you know, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm pretty sure a lot of us were told that by our parents at one point or another. Maybe we were told that we can't afford that. Your family couldn't afford that, or you can't have it because we don't have the money. Maybe in the media, if you think back to the way rich people were portrayed, were they portrayed as something that was out of reach for you? Were rich and wealthy people portrayed as, you know, somebody that you couldn't relate to because they just felt otherworldly? They just felt like you'll never meet anybody that wealthy, or it just seems a bit unbelievable to be that wealthy. Or were rich people in the media portrayed as possibly greedy, or that they don't give, or that they aren't out there to support others? They just take the money for themselves. Well, whatever you grew up with around your money stories, now we live in a generation where there is a new wave we talk about money, and it's a positive wave. And I'm absolutely here to pass on the knowledge, pass on the learnings, and help you identify in a positive, healthy way with money. So for me, when I was growing up, I still have the same grandmother that I'm about to talk about. It was really frowned upon to talk about money over the phone. In case somebody was listening, I remember clearly my grandmother saying, "Gracie, don't talk about money over the phone. Somebody could be listening." Little does she know what the internet does right now and how much it's listening to my life and how much it knows about my life. She would just be mortified. But, you know, I grew up with, you know, a pretty average family. We had a business, we had a horse riding school, and I remember there was conversations around money, and they weren't always, it didn't come across like they were positive conversations. I enjoy spending money, and I also enjoy saving money. I also enjoy having rewards for my earnings and for my money and for seeing my money grow. And for yourself, I'm sure you have your own money stories from your parents or growing up that have shaped the way you think about money. And it comes as most important now more than ever, because now you're running a business and now it takes money to keep your business alive. So the way you learn to receive money, attract money, keep money, and move money in and out and around your business will really reflect the success of how your business goes. And I started learning about the new wave of money talk through the coaches I had. And one of them is Denise Duffield Thomas. She taught us how to manifest money and how to receive money really well. She gave us mantras around it. She gave us new belief systems around it, that we are worthy, we serve, and we deserve to have money in our life, and how money can become a source of good. We all see proof with this. It's not no secret that rich people do good things in the world. Look at Oprah, look at even Denise Duffield Thomas, look at anyone who's educating others, who's sharing knowledge, who's passing on information that can help all of us. Um, I don't want to make a big list, but you can think of 5 people instantly who are so wealthy, and they give back to community, they give back to others, and that can be us as well. We can be wealthy so that we can give back to others. And wealthy and rich is not a dirty word. I don't believe so either. And I think it was Marie Forleo first taught me that wealthy is not a dirty word. And I loved that because I was still going through my money belief systems and resetting the way I thought about money when I first started my business. Because when I first started, I had in my mind that it had to be hard to make money. That's why I didn't ever start running my business until most recently, because of that fear held me back so much. And I saw my family, we did have a thriving business for 20 years, but in my mind, I didn't see it like that. All I saw and all I focused on was the struggles, like staffing, finding the right people to support us who could teach horse riding. So I focused on what was hard about it. Therefore, I created that belief myself that earning money was hard, when in fact, my family made it very easy to earn money because they were doing something they loved. For us, we need to collect new money beliefs to help us thrive going forward into our business. So, I've written down a few short statements that you can borrow, which will help you sit in a new way around earning money as a photographer. Here we go. It's okay for me to increase my rates, even with loyal clients. So here's an example. Recently, I have a national institution who's been on my books for 6 years, and they just had a staff turnaround, actually. So I thought, all right, this is a good opportunity for me to put my new prices in there. So in my quotes, I just had my new rate. There was no explanation, there was no apology, there was no drama around it. It just was a quote with the new rate. Even though this client has been with me for 6 years, I didn't feel any need to explain myself around my price increase. In fact, they haven't even noticed, which is fine. Either way, even if they had noticed, I'll say that's fine. Yeah, that's just my annual rate increase. I don't have to explain anything. Another one for you. It's okay to be expensive. I love this one, and I have to remind myself sometimes. It's okay to be an expensive service provider. There are price points for every service. You go to a mechanic, you can have a mechanic who charges $50 an hour, and you can have a mechanic who charges $200 an hour. So even cameras, there's a 5 megapixel camera for, $1,000, and there's a 5 megapixel camera for $2,000. There's a price point for every brand. And if you are a brand and if you've positioned yourself as premium priced, it's okay to be expensive. It's okay to deliver a service that is worth more money than the other photographer down the road. As long as you stand by it with confidence and conviction and with the value you deliver, why not? Just go for it. Next one, it's okay to talk about money. I remember probably the last 2 years I see on Instagram a lot because I follow a lot of coaches. And the big trend was talking about how much they were earning and how much revenue they were making, how much a product was selling, and things like that. And it became totally okay to talk about money like we've never seen before. We're hearing how much people are earning per year, per month, and it was totally crazy because we haven't spoken like that before, especially photographers. So it was kind of an eye opener, but also really cool because that helped us see what was possible. And when my first business friend, when I went out after leaving corporate and I went out full time, she first told me about her first 10K month as a HR coach. I thought that was absolutely out of reach for me. It just sounded completely crazy because when I was a photographer in the government, there's no way I was earning $10,000 a month. So, let alone earning it just doing it yourself with your own clients. So, talking about money helps us see what's possible for ourselves. And I'm with two coaches at the moment. They are both $1 million coaches. So, of course, do you think I believe I can be $1 million business? Yep, you betcha. I believe it because I see it. It's right in front of me. And that's the benefit of talking about money. Here's another one for you. It's okay and safe for me to be wealthy. Then the sub um, sentence from that one is wealthy is my version, is not about dollars, but about lifestyle. Wealthy, in my version, is not about dollars, but about lifestyle. So for you, being wealthy doesn't necessarily have to be, a 6, 7, 8, 9 figure business. It can be simply about being able to choose the holidays you go on, being able to choose the flights you want, being able to fly wherever you want, whenever you want. Maybe picking up your children from school because you have the choice to finish work in time to pick up the kids. Maybe being wealthy to you means dining out whenever the hell you don't want to cook. Like, how great is that? That is a wealthy choice. Maybe being wealthy to you means not setting a budget or going to the grocery shop without choosing the cheap brand. Wealthy can be all sorts of things for you personally. And it's a good idea to figure out what wealthy means to you so you can focus on achieving that for yourself and your family. Here's another. It's okay for me to earn more than my sister, my brother, my mum, my husband, my wife, the photographer next door. It's okay for me to earn more than somebody else. Next, it's okay for me to say it's not enough money. I'm not available at that rate. So what this means is if a client comes to you and says, I've got a budget of $600 for an all-day shoot, it is okay for you to say that's not enough money. Of course, you're not going to say it in those words. I'll teach you better than that. You're not going to say it in those words, but you're saying it to yourself. $600 for a full day event shoot. I'm sorry, I'm not available for that. So then you politely decline it and you say, I'm not available at that rate. My day rate is this. You could do that instead. So it's okay for you to reject money, knowing that more money is coming your way. This is something that I realized took some time for me to learn this mindset myself. I now can confidently reject and say no to a job that's come through at a rate that's too low for me. I will easily say no to that. I'll tell you why. Because I know there is more money coming. And there is more money coming is not just a belief that I built inside my business. It's also proof that I've seen over and over again in my business because I created that system. There is always new inquiries coming through my business So I know that I don't have to take on every job, especially the cheap ones, because I can earn my full rate in the next inquiry. No questions asked. So now I can easily say that's not enough money, and I'm okay with that. Next, it's okay for me to charge whatever I want. I hope you like that one. It's okay for me to charge whatever I want. I'm the boss, I'm the photographer, I'm the director of my business. I can charge whatever I want. Also, you can be okay with charging what you need to charge for the job. So, I recently got a quote to put on a new door and a new door jamb in my house. And the builder itemized everything. So, this is what it takes to do this job for this rate. And, he didn't back down on anything. Everything was itemized. It's just the truth right there on the paper. And when you start thinking about the truth on your paper, what it costs to do your business, and it's not just your time, it's all the subscriptions you pay for, it's the lights, it's the electricity, it's the petrol in your car, it's the insurance, it's your equipment, it's your continued education, it's your mentoring, it's etc. etc. All those things factor into what it costs to do your business. So, um, it is okay for you to charge what you need to charge because it's the cost of doing business. And that's the way it should be. It's the cost of doing business. It's as simple as that. What else did I write down here? It's okay for me to enjoy receiving money. And I think it's a joy for you, or it's okay for you to receive money, earn money, charge money, enjoy earning money. For me, I think when I first started invoicing people, that actually brought me a lot of joy because I had been employed for so long and somebody else was paying my salary. So when I finally got to send a quote, I felt really grateful that that money was all going to me. And it was a lot of money. And that was super cool because I went from just being on a salary um, to earning hundreds of dollars for the hour that I showed up to take photos, to do what I love. And that's just super, it's so cool, right? So it's okay for you to love earning money. It's okay for you to love invoicing people. It's okay for you to love looking at your bank account. For me, another thing that my coach taught me, another one of my coaches, she taught me how to receive, move, and use your money. And this is something that I teach in my four-step program, and my business model, booked out and in-demand business model, is receiving money and moving it around. So getting comfortable with receiving the income from your invoice or from, however your client paid, and then not holding on to it and being what she called a fat banker. And a fat banker is somebody who keeps all the money in one account for fear of not having more money that's coming in. So you're just like holding on to it for dear life. You don't want it to go anywhere. You don't want it to pay any other bills. You just want to keep it there and watch it grow in case no more money comes. And so this new process is receiving it and then moving it onto different bank accounts so that you're using it properly for a purpose and it's moving around your ecosystem so that the universe knows that, okay, I'm happy to receive it. Now I'm happy to give it here. I'm happy to put it in my tax account. I'm happy to pay my superannuation. And the universe sees you using it positively and sees you flowing around money. It brings you more. So, being comfortable receiving money and loving receiving money is a whole new level of money mindset that I would help. I would honestly encourage you to get around because, look, I don't know anybody who doesn't love money, and you might all have a different way of saying it, but at the end of the day, we love to buy things. We love to support our family. We like to, whatever it is you do with your money, Like, I particularly love buying art because I am an artist. I believe in supporting other artists. So I love buying art and supporting small businesses. I love hiring photographers for my own personal use, for family photos and for branding photos for myself. So I love giving back to other businesses. That's a passion of mine. And that's the way I like to use my money. I like to use it in many other ways as well. So think about the way that money comes in and goes out to support somebody else. Something I learned from Ken Honda is he calls it happy money. And he sort of has this premise that money wants to be around somebody who appreciates it. And money will come to somebody more often if you appreciate it in the first place. He teaches how to appreciate spending money on bills. So that looks like, my Adobe subscription has just gone up. I'm so glad, I'm so grateful I have the money in my bank account to pay my Adobe subscription this month. It's actually not resenting paying bills, but being grateful that you've got the money to pay those bills. This is something we've never heard of before, right? But it is a game changer. Why should we feel resentful for paying bills? Why can't we feel grateful? It is a positive thing, and having money is positive. Money going in and out is positive. It's just a flow of energy. It's not a good or bad thing. It's just something that flows in and flows out. And if you trust that more money is available to you, then you will stop worrying about it and you will stop resenting paying bills. Okay. All right. Now, I want to share with you some money mantras that come from, they're affirmations actually, that come from Denise Duffield Thomas. And you can borrow these affirmations for the new year or whenever you're listening to this episode. I'm going to run through them one by one. It's safe to earn more money. Number 2, I am what a wealthy person looks like. Number 3, it's safe for me to up level. Number 4, money flows easily to me. I love that one, and I actually use that one myself. Money flows easily to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, it's safe for me to pay more tax. So we all know that earning more money, you're going to pay more tax. So instead of resenting it, we can be grateful that we are safe, that we can pay more tax. Next one, I'm allowed to be successful. And if earning more money means more success, I welcome it. It's safe for me to be more visible. Next, I'm allowed to increase my prices. And the last one, it's my time and I'm ready for the next step. So they are not all simply based around money, but you can pick some there that might help you along the way to changing your money mindset. And I hope that you will reconsider the way you have thought about receiving money and the way you thought about spending money and the way you've thought about moving money around your ecosystem. Another practice I like to do, and this came from Ken Honda as well, is to thank my money. So when bills get paid, like invoices for photography get paid into my account, I check it almost every day. And I love looking at what my money's doing. When it comes in, it's always green. So it's always got a plus in front of it. And it's always green inside my bank account, in the bank statement. And when I see who it's from, I thank them out loud to myself. So say you've just paid me for a headshot session, and I'll say, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for paying your invoice. I'm really grateful for the money. I don't have to say it to her. I'm just saying that to myself to show energetically that I want more of it. I'm happy for the money to have come my way. I'm showing gratitude. And if we can all start to show more gratitude towards every single dollar that comes towards us, more of it will come. Trust me, more of it will come. Universally, energetically, you're attracting it. because you are being positive around it, and like attracts like. So, this new wave of money is something to welcome. And if you want to do more studies around money mindset, you can work on it with me through our coaching work. And I have worked with a few clients around their money mindset, and it has been a game changer for them, actually. We do a few exercises around it in the private mentoring. But if you want to read a few books around it or podcasts around it, you could listen to Denise Duffield Thomas. She has podcasts, a couple of books, and workshops. You could also look at Ken Honda. He's a Japanese guy, and he has a Japanese philosophy around money. Also, a book called You're About Us Making Money by Jen Sincero, American author. That was also a very good book for me. So take an interest, dive into it, start treating your money differently, and I can't wait to hear how it has affected you in a positive way, hear about the results you start to achieve with your new money mindset. All right, thanks for joining me on this episode. I will catch you on the next one. That's it for today's episode. If you found it valuable, I invite you to leave a review so more people can find this podcast, or simply subscribe to be notified when each new episode drops. Until next time, see you later.